Now, do you love the Super Bowl? Like, are you a big fan of the game?
Oh, a huge fan of the game, yeah.
Do the kids watch the game with you?
My son does, yeah. Henry does, yeah.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie, but I watch it for the commercials, and halftime, of course,
Oh,
too.
me too. I mean, that's what my daughter watches it for. Believe me, she's not interested in the football. So they'll all be excited to watch Kendrick, I'm sure.
A little hip hop in the Super Bowl never hurt nobody, right?
Yeah, but he's kind of, is he hip hop though? He's more kind of a latter day sort of poet denouncing the hypocrisies of our time.
Amen to that, actually.
Well, I stole that line. That's from
right.
That's from Network.
But that's true though. Now that you say that though, I feel like that's an accurate definition and description of Kendrick. But
kind of,
you know, I mean, he is a poet, also LA native, But who are you hoping hits the stage with him?
Someone musical, a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Of sorts. I don't know. The one person who I would have loved to have seen in a Super Bowl halftime performance. She's no longer with us, or not on this dimension. And it is Amy Winehouse. I was a huge fan of hers. But yeah, obviously she can't do it. But you never know with current technology.
All eyes will be on Kendrick's halftime show performance this Sunday on Fox, but we'll also see Seal during the big game. He and singer Becky G are co-starring in a new Super Bowl commercial, and only E.T. was behind the scenes.
Rolling.
Hey, Mark. So this is your first Super Bowl ad, huh?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. That's so cool. So when you get the call and the opportunity to do a commercial for the Super Bowl, what's your reaction?
Oh, well, first of all, I'm flattered, but then even more excited when it's the opportunity to work with an iconic brand like Mountain Dew.
Seriously.
I mean, that's synonymous with great Super Bowl commercials, and so it's an honor.
So you do the do, huh? You're doing the do this year?
I'm doing the do this year, absolutely.
I love it.
Refreshing.
When you get the call that you get to be a part of a Super Bowl ad, your reaction is?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
What would little Becky say about you being in a Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, I think she'd think I'm the coolest person ever. Yeah, I have this conversation often with little Becky in my head, and I think there's a lot to be proud of, for sure.
Baby, I compare it to a kiss from the line on the vein.
Also, the ad is featuring your song Kiss from Rose. Now, I remember hearing it the first time on Batman Forever. I mean, that was one of my favorant movies growing up, right?
You're probably about 2.
No, I was like 8. I was 8.
Huge difference.
Well, I'm here now, and we're still talking about your song, though. I mean, how cool is that for you to craft this timeless song and for it to still resonate, and now people want to put it in their ads?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I've often said, the two most important things in music for me, the song and the voice.
And now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave.
Everything else is kind of, it comes and goes, but the song and the voice. And if you push me, I'd really say it's all about the song. I mean, the song is the reason why we're all here today, because at some point in our lives we heard a song that made a difference. And if you're fortunate enough, as I have been, to write one of those songs, if you just get one, then that's
Then you made your mark.
Then you're very fortunate. If you, and the fact that this song has lasted through the ages is great for me. And first of all, it's an honor, but at the same time, it's another way that song continues, to be heard, to live on. Exactly, thank you. With lots of new listeners.
New listeners, 100 million people to be exact.
Oh.
100 million people might be watching this commercial.
Well, that's no small number.
No, it's not. Does that add pressure to this gig and opportunity?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it adds pressure. I mean, after all, I get to be am I allowed to talk about?
Yeah, you can.
I get to be a seal. So,
Is that the first time seal has become a seal?
an actual seal with my head on it. So, or at least my characteristics and stuff.
Baby, I compare it to a kiss from a lime on the bay.
I think it's going to be a great opportunity for me to make fun of myself, and also for my kids to laugh. Yeah,
They're gonna get They're gonna get a kick out of this, aren't they?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Either they'll get a kick or they'll be eternally embarrassed at school. So
They might be the ones creating the memes
either one
first.
I'm okay with.
Are you okay with that? I love it. You know what? I feel like you should be proud. Okay?
thank you.
You're about to be a meme, and the kids are probably going to share it too. I love it. Hoping you get a ticket to the game this year. Now that you're in the Super Bowl ad.
You would think.
I would hope so.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun being in New Orleans, and yeah, I'll be with my crew, so to speak, and hopefully members of my family, and hopefully it'll be a good game, and
love it.
and people will love this commercial.
And also, Taika Waititi is directing this spot. I walked onto set. I'm like, this does feel like a Marvel movie. Like, can you talk to me a little bit about the premise?
Well, I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to say this or not, but we met over FaceTime.
Okay.
We haven't actually met in person, and after the kind of 5 minutes of mutual appreciation, he said that he agreed to do it because it was me.
Really?
Yeah. So, and that made me like him even more. Surprise, surprise. But no, I'm kidding.
You were?
Well, no.
I would believe it.
No, he did say that.
Okay.
But I was kidding about that. That made me like him even more. No, I've admired him from afar, or his work, and to meet him on FaceTime and see that he's an even more impressive person.
Yeah.
Rolling. Talk, please.
There's stunts. There's all kinds of like lighting. I mean, there's a lot of surprises.
Can you actually tease the premise and the concept of this ad, actually?
Well, it's just about having fun and literally getting blown away. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I can really say so far.
You did mention stunts, and I saw a couple of scenes for you. Did it take you back to Power Rangers, like on a big?
And
right?
so is like this like matching ensemble for sure.
The Yellow Ranger, baby.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely feeling a little reminiscent. Bring it on.
So what's next for Becky? She just wrapped a 14-city tour and released her 4th studio album, Encuentros. What's it like to take this record out, knowing how personal it is to you and seeing the way it's received?
Yeah, well, Esquinas was part one of, this deeper dive into my childhood, my culture, my community, all the things that have always inspired me. But, through this lens of making música mexicana. And Encuentros is like part 2. It's all the parts of myself that I found. Que encontré en cada esquina, I guess you can say. And it's an interesting thing growing up in front of the world, right? Because there's a lot of life that is lived, and whether it's on social media or off of it, it's still yours. And I think that's what I feel about this album.
You're owning your story. Yeah. You are. So now I'm curious. Is there a trilogy? Like, is there a part 3? Are you thinking about that?
So there was Esquemas, Esquinas, Encuentros. There's a joke about the next one being Esquite, because I love food and we love Esquite. But yeah, I think the journey continues always. So we'll see.